How's it going, everyone? Got a video, and we're actually going to be filming some stuff on the RX7. This is my buddy's 500 plus horsepower ITB 6-liter RX7. Once I got this car home, I basically let it sit for a little bit, just kind of got accustomed to looking at it, if you want to say that. We are going to be doing brake calipers and rotors on this today. Last time he came up, we put in some of the brake lines for the engine bay, and we also did the gauges in the dash. So I run glow shift gauges in my RX7. I run glow shift gauges in my turbo Honda Civic, and we also run them in our 600 horsepower LS Nova drag car. I just really like their gauges. They seem to be pretty decent for the money. So we did those in this car as well. It has a white interior, so we did white gauge faces, and I think he's gonna do red for the lighting. We got oil pressure, temperature, we got water temp. This car is actually getting a speedometer. I've never done a speedometer before, but we're doing a GPS sensor for the speedo. We're doing the tach, and we have fuel level and voltage. So I'll show you guys that real quick, just because I think it come out really good. We have like this brushed aluminum backing behind the gauges and stainless steel hardware. It looks pretty good. So moving on from that, like I said, we're gonna be doing the brakes on the car today. There's a bunch of brake lines that have to be put in, and I'm not sure exactly what goes where. I'll probably save that for when he comes up next. But just to make a quick video, I figured what we'd do is unbox the pads and rotors that he got for the car. We'll move the car over to the lift, jack it up, get the wheels and the spacers all off of it, and I guess just put the brake components on. Now that the car's on the lift, we're gonna take all of the lug nuts out of the wheels, take the wheels off, remove the wheel spacers, and then get these old rotors off from here, and we'll slide on the new ones, and then we'll probably assemble some calipers. So let's get into it. And just like that, as you guys just saw, we got all the rotors all the way around completely taken off and replaced. The big thing, I'm not sure if you guys saw it or not, but in the previous clips on the rear, there's these adapters that relocate your caliper's position because FC rotors are getting harder and harder to find. So it basically lets you use a replacement rotor from an FD RX7 and from an Evo. Originally, the plan was to run the FD and Evo rotors on the car with those relocation brackets, but it didn't end up working out. I don't know if the caliper location was incorrect. I wasn't there when he made the call to just switch back to FC RX7 brakes, but that's what we're doing. So those caliper relocation brackets need to be taken off. The ones on the front are already removed, but I gotta remove the ones on the rear. And then I think what we're gonna do is actually assemble and put pads in the rear rotors, the rear calipers, then get the rear calipers put on the car. So that's what I'm gonna do right now. Now that the rear brakes are all assembled, got everything good and tight, rotors on there. I don't have the set screws to hold the rotor to the hub, but I don't really think that's all super important. I'm not sure if he's worried about it. I mean, your wheel is torqued down against that rotor, so it's gonna hold it in place just fine. We do have new lines for the rear, but I'm gonna wait to do all of that stuff when I do the brake lines on the car. Now that the rears are all done, I guess what we'll do is start putting the front calipers together, get the pads in those calipers, and bolt them up just as we did the rear. Now that all the brake calipers are on, all the pads are in, all the rotors are on the car, I'm basically done with it for today. I'm gonna tackle the brake lines another time. I'm not sure when I'll get to that, but I don't feel like doing that today, to be completely honest with you. So we're gonna put the wheels back on it, kind of wrap the car up. We'll put it on the ground and see how they look for the first time through the wheels. And just like that, car's on the ground, rotors, pads, and calipers, all completely done, and it looks awesome. Seeing the yellow pads inside of the black calipers is sweet. I'm enjoying the look of this, so might as well share it with you guys. Appreciate you guys stopping in and hanging out while we did the calipers, pads, and rotors on the Dream FC. That's what we're gonna call this thing from now on. To have the brakes completely done is like a huge step in the right direction. Now we just have to get them all plumbed up. I'm not sure if that's gonna be the next video or not, but I've got some stuff that I'm doing around the house, so that's kind of chewing up a little bit of time. I did order most of the stuff that we're gonna need to get this thing wired. Hopefully we can start designing a relay board, and then once we start doing that, we're basically gonna be kicking off the series on this thing of just getting this thing done. So although we did the brakes in this one, I just had a little bit of time. I wanted to get a video up for you guys. I just kind of tightened up the brake setup on the car, got it all together, and just a little filler piece until we can get to wiring on this thing. So stay tuned for that. When that stuff comes in, we're gonna get into it. That's all I got for you guys today. So till next time, see you later.